Good morning, friends. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I would make a reading inspired video because I've been getting into reading a lot more now. I think because it's becoming winter and kind of just want to be cozy in my bed and read a good book, have my heated blanket on, have my new LED light on that I bought. I'll show you a quick clip of what that looks like. Yeah, so I thought I would share with you some books to get you inspired to read in June. So I'm going to show you the first two books I've read in June / a bit of May. So the first book I'm going to show you is called After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. She is known for The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I'm going to read very, very soon. She's also known for Daisy Jones and the Six, Malibu Rising, and several other books. She's gotten very popular recently, especially I think on BookTok. So let's get into After I Do. So I loved this book so much. So it's about characters Lauren and Ryan, who have been married for they get together in college, so probably about 10 years they've been together. So they decide to have 1 year separation. This is all in the blurb, I'm not spoiling anything. And it's about how that goes. This book made me cry because it tells the story of like separation and breakup in such a raw and honest and like truthful way that I literally cried several times, but in a good way, because you're kind of reading it and you're like, wow, like this is so accurate and amazing. And so I really love this book. It's a lot about self-discovery, and for I guess this couple who have been in a relationship, it's told from the perspective of Lauren. You know, she's been in a relationship for over a decade. That's all she's really known since she started it in college. So it's about how she learns to be on her own. And I feel like books about females finding themselves, I really am drawn to and find really fascinating, and I really enjoy. So that's that book. Absolutely recommend. If I was to give it a rating, I would give it because I want to be conservative a bit. I don't want to be giving up 5 stars unless I really think I should. So I'm going to go with 4 stars for this book, and let's move on to the next one. Next, Looking for Alibrandi. I finished this book. This is by Melina Machetta. She is an Australian author. Love that. Love Australian representation. So this book came out in the 90s. So this version that I bought a week or so ago is the 30th anniversary edition. So that's really cool. I read this book actually in year 12, grade 12. I read it for my HSC, which is the equivalent of like a SATs. It's just like your final year examinations, and I did this for English. And it's a coming of age self-discovery book. I forget why I chose it as a book to do. I think actually I remember why, because we were studying Billy Elliot, the movie. We had to pick a book and draw comparisons. So if you've seen Billy Elliot, another coming of age great movie. Yes, so I picked this book to draw comparisons with. Anyway, Looking for Alibrandi is about Josephine Alibrandi, Josie. She is in her final year of high school. This is also why I really enjoyed it, because I was like, this is me. She's in her final year of high school, and she is struggling with her identity and figuring out the harmony between her Australian identity and her Italian identity. So she's a 3rd generation Italian immigrant, and she is really struggling with the familial and cultural expectations on her, as well as trying to find a sense of belonging at her high school. So she goes to a private Catholic high school, and she's there based on a scholarship. So she's surrounded by very wealthy people, and she grapples with trying to find a sense of belonging in that, as well as amongst her family. She is a child of a single mother who is also a teen mum. Yeah, she struggles with, you know, being called a bastard, being called a wog. So yeah, it's a lot about finding a self-acceptance. And the book was originally meant to be titled The Emancipation of Alibrandi. So I guess that was her journey to sort of stopping to care what other people think and sort of finding self-happiness on her own and learning to think for herself rather than being influenced by others around her. So really great book, another book that made me cry. So I finished it last night. I stayed up late to finish it because I really was enjoying it, and I'd read it before so I knew what would happen, and I wanted to keep reading it because I wanted to remember what had happened. But I love this book. It's a really, really classic book. I think if you talk to most Australians, and maybe, I'm not sure how far the reach is, but I think most Australians, or at least people who were alive in the 90s, know about it. When I talk to a fair amount of people, they do know about it. It was turned into a movie in 2000, so it's a really good movie as well. This book I will give another 4 out of 5 stars because it's a really amazing book, and yeah, very, very good. Now, we've got a big book. It has got almost 500 pages. So 9 Perfect Strangers is by Leanne Moriarty, another Australian author. We got Australian representation in this video. This is about a health retreat, and it's about the lives of all the attendants, and they've all gone through, they're all going through their own personal struggles. So they all come to this retreat. I think obviously it's 9 people. Some of them are related, some of them are not. And it's about the stories of them sort of dealing with their issues. They all go to this retreat, and the retreat owner, Masha, she is a Russian lady, and she is non-conventional in her methods. That's all I'm going to say because I don't want to spoil anything. But it's also been turned into a TV series. So I watched that I think it came out in 2020, because I remember watching it in lockdown, but maybe that was 2021 because we also had a lockdown that year. And that had Nicole Kidman in it. So that was actually it's set in Australia. It was also filmed in Australia. It was filmed in Byeee in New South Wales, if you know where that is. It's about 10 hours north of Sydney, which is an area known for its retreats, just fun fact. So this book, really, really great. Lots of character development, super fascinating. I would recommend, if you're interested in the series, I would recommend reading the book first because I felt like the end of the series was a bit rushed. I felt like this sort of teases it out a bit more, this book. And yeah, it's just more enjoyable to read it. I don't know. I really like the book. So yeah, it's about self-improvement. All these people they almost have lives that they've got an unfortunate circumstance that's going on. Anyway, this book, I think I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5 because it's a really, really good book. It's a really big book, but I read it a very long time ago, so it's not fresh in my memory, but amazing book. Lastly, we've got Beach Read. Beach Read was one of the first few books I read when I got into reading about a couple years ago. I didn't used to read. I think in high school I didn't feel like it was very cool to read. That is like the stupidest thing ever, but anyway. So I didn't really read in high school, and then I sort of started reading, like after I finished, and really loved Beach Read. So it's about January and Gus, and they are both writers. It's sort of an enemies to lovers trope. So basically they are both got writer's block, and so they're staying in neighboring holiday houses, and it's about how they overcome their writer's block. They decide to switch genres, so they both have polar opposite genres that they write about, and they decide to switch genres, and they take each other on sort of excursions to educate the other one about their own genre. Their interactions and everything about it it's just such a sweet, cute book. And it's a feel-good book, I think, and really easy to read. And I think if you're just getting into reading, it's a very good place to start. It's written by Emily Henry. Sorry, I forgot to mention the author. Emily Henry, and she writes a lot of romance novels, so if that's your type, I would definitely recommend. I'd give Beach Read another 3.5 out of 5. There we have it. There's my top 4 books that I read in my lifetime. Let's see if I can hold them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these books are absolutely amazing. I highly recommend, if you are interested in reading, to get started with these because I found them really easy to read and super big page turners. Yes, I hope I can inspire you to pick up a book, get off the damn phone, spend your evening reading. Honestly, it's so relaxing to spend like 30 minutes, an hour, 10 minutes, whatever, however long you have before bed, just reading. And I recommend getting this LED light that I've just gotten because it makes me feel so cozy and so inspired to read. And I look forward to going into my room and curling up with a book. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I think I love sharing my hobbies with you guys because I am a person where I think I'm very interested in a lot of different things, and I don't know, I think I like to have lots of hobbies and sort of explore those things more and share with you what I learn, what I know, and inspire people to also find new hobbies that they can do and enjoy by themselves. So reading is a great one. Reading with friends is nice as well, like just catching up and reading, as well as starting a book club. Some of my friends were starting a book club, so that'll be really exciting. Hopefully that'll work out really well. So thank you all for watching my video today. I hope you really enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe to show your support to me, and I will see you in the next video.